Hello, all. We have some friends joining us here. It's good to see so many new and familiar faces. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. Just going to wait a few more minutes to get our all of our participants set and ready to go. And then I will say a few words and then we'll get started. I think you clicked the wrong one. Okay. It's almost in the again. Okay, everyone. So good to see you. Harold will be joining us shortly. In the meantime, let me go over a few things before our meeting starts. So welcome to Advanced Conducting 2, presented by Harold Rosenbaum. We've had a very successful first few sessions. We've been working on right and left hands, wasted motions, and today Harold will be speaking about fermatas. If you are just observing, we have asked you to turn your camera off. Your name should appear. This will give Harold a chance to focus on our participants that are here, to give them feedback and know who is participating at all times. There will be a live Q&A at the end of the session, open to both the active participants and the viewers. If you have any questions, please raise your hand and Harold will call on you and give a wonderful answer to your question at this time. Since there are so many of us, we have put everyone on mute to avoid any extra feedback and background noise. To unmute yourself and communicate with Harold during the session, you can hold down the space bar on your computer. This will unmute you while you're talking, and releasing the space bar will mute yourself again automatically. If this doesn't work for any reason on your computer, you can always use the microphone button at the bottom left part of your screen. We will be sending over more information about the organization and Harold to the chat box, including the donation link. Harold is giving all of these sessions to the public for free, and therefore any and all donations are greatly appreciated. These donations go to Canticorum Virtuosi, Inc., which provides funding for both of Harold's New York-based choirs, and the donations are tax deductible. Please use this chat or the email provided to request any technological assistance. And lastly, we will be recording and archiving all of these videos, including this one tonight, and you will have the opportunity to revisit the material at your leisure. We will send the video link to your email after the meeting today, and we hope you enjoy this wonderful lecture. Harold is trying to get on with a different meeting link, so I'm going to resend it to him, and he will be joining us in the next 1 minute. All right. Harold is joining us right now. There you go, Harold. And I just finished our introduction, so they are all prepped and ready to go.
Oh, great. Gee, I should come late each week so I don't have to hear you. Never mind. Anyway, I see Sarah, but I don't see anybody else.
Harold, what you're going to want to do is in the upper right-hand corner where it says view, where it says say speaker or full screen, we'll make sure you're on preview.
Oh, I got it. I see.
Yep.
Okay, I see everybody. Welcome, and I have an interesting series of little examples that we're going to go through, hopefully each one. And you all got them ahead of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did send, just so everyone knows, we did send them to your email. I will also be sharing these patterns on the screen. So for anyone that wasn't able to print it off, you will see it again. But if you do have access to that email we just sent out, you can use it as your reference throughout the entire session.
Okay, I just want to say hello to everybody. And Rick, why don't you come on board as one of the participants?
Okay.
Come on. And anybody else is welcome to, but Rick is an old friend. There he is. Okay. So good to see you. Are you traveling?
Same here, Harold. What's that?
Are you traveling in outer space?
Yeah, I figured it's better for no virus up here.
Okay. All right, let me get right to it because there's so much to this subject and we can't possibly cover everything in the time we have allotted. But basically, you probably all know this already. Well, first of all, I'm in the Adirondacks and we don't have an iron up here, so my shirt's wrinkled. My wife said, your shirt's wrinkled. I said, I'll just tell him I'm in the Adirondacks, which is true. And I just saw a neighbor walking and he spotted a bear and her 2 cubs. So I'm nice and safe in my home here with a locked door. And let me talk about fermatas, and then I'll have you do a fermata. But the main thing we're going to do tonight is to discuss and I'll demonstrate, and you'll follow suit, the two different types of cutoffs. I mean, fermatas are easy to approach, and I'll do that in a second, but it's the cutoffs that are tricky, really, really, really tricky. And there are so many different ways to cut off, fermatas depending on the situation. So, and let me tell you what those two basic, the main thing that you have to consider before you think of where to put your hand or where to end up is whether the cutoff of the fermata is the prep gesture to the next entrance, like this. One, I'll conduct up here, way up here, because, or I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, let's say, and then 1, 2. So the cutoff, you see the cutoff was also the prep gesture. If they're coming in on 2, so let's say we're in 4/4 time. Let's keep it simple for a minute. There are 4 quarter notes. The fermata is on the 4th quarter note. Actually, that's the first example. You want to just put that on the screen, Karina?
Absolutely.
We're going to see if this works. She's going to put that on the screen. What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said, Karina. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, 4 quarter notes. We're in 4/4 time, and then the cutoff is the prep gesture to the next entrance, which is on the downbeat of the second measure. In that case, you would do this. You'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. Fermata's on 4, and you go like this. Off 1. So the cutoff is another 4, really, but it's really up in the air because you have to end up there because the next thing you do is give the downbeat. So 4, 1. It's like you're starting a concert and you go 4, 1. second choice, second possibility is the cutoff is followed by a pause, followed by a prep. You have to always give a prep for the next entrance. So in that case, that same example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what you do is, instead of cutting off up here, you have to cut off over here. You have to cut off over here. Pause. 4, 1. See the difference between fermata, cut off and come right in, and fermata, cut off to the right. You wait, and then you simply give the fourth beat, and that which is the prep gesture. So those are the things to consider. Let's do the first example together. Why don't you? It's hard for us to be together. So why don't you just do it on your own, and I'll just move around the room and just, make comments. Let's do the first wave first, where the cutoff is followed by an immediate attack on the downbeat. So the cutoff is the fourth beat, both the cutoff and the fourth beat. Yes, Ala, question.
How did we get to that fourth fermata? Can you show one more time?
Oh yes, thank you for pointing that out. Good point. I was supposed to do that. So, 1, okay, if you're not doing fermatas, as you all know, the fourth beat is a little bit above the horizontal plane on which 1, 2, and 3 go. So 4 is not here. It's a little bit higher and a little bit to my right, to the right of the descending first beat. So it's 1. If there's no fermata, 4 is here. 4 rebound. So 3 rebound, 4. If there's a fermata after you do 2, 1, 2, and you're approaching 3, instead of going like this, you have to go 3, and you have to do what Rick did. Remember I said, where are you? He said outer space. You have to go into outer space, because all fermatas should be approached with a descent. So 1, 2, 3, stay to the right, but go more up than right. And then 3, and then turn your wrist around, and descend like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just try that on your own. And I'll go around and comment. Good, Sarah, very good. Okay, Don. No, Don, you're doing, go ahead, keep going, Don. 3, all right, do it again, because you froze a bit. So try it again, Don. 1, 2, I'm not, no, the fermata has to be on, the fermata has to come after a descent. Not D-I-S-S-E-N-T, D-E-S-C-E-N-T. That's it, do it again, Don. 1, 2, 3. No, you're giving, you gave 4 beats and you gave a fermata on 1. Do it with me. Do it, so it's, if we can do it together. So it's 1, 2, 3, go up, go up, go up, go up. After 3, go up. No, and not after 4, go up. After 3, go up. Try it again. 1, 2, try it again. 1, 2, 3. No, you're going up to 4. Watch Sarah do it, because she did it correctly. Watch Sarah. So she's going 1, 2, 3, but then she's going almost completely up after 3. Dawn, try that. 1, 2, now go up, not to the right. The rebound is not to the right when you're doing a fermata. 1, 2, 3, go up. No. 1, 2, 3, go up. 3, go up. 1, 2, 3, go up. No, you'll work on it. I can do this privately with you, Don. You can call me anytime. You can email me. We'll set something up. Brian. Let me see you try it. 2, 3. Good. Okay, Allah. 1, 2, 3. Good. Joseph. 2, 3. Well, almost, but you can go higher on 3 because you really have to have a descent, and you should turn your wrist around. 1, 2, 3. Before you start the descent, turn your wrist around so it floats down with the palm up at all times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Yeah, but don't go under the line. Don't go like this. It was almost completely correct. Don't go 4, 1. Don't go like down and then up. Just land with a thud. 4, 2, 3, 4. No, you're going like, you're cupping, you're going like up. If have a table, if you work on a table, if you have a table belly button height, then your wrist should just smash down on the table and stop. Good. Let me see it again. 1, 2, 3. Go up and down and stop. Down, down, down. Boom. Boom. No bounce. Good. Rick. Try it. 1. 4, 4. 4, 4. Down, left, right, up. Talk to me. You can unmute yourself.
You want the fermata on the 4th beat. We're talking about number 1.
Yeah, yeah. So try that. So 1. No, you're going to the right for the second beat. You need to go to the left for the second beat.
I think
Your left. Your left.
Are we in? Am I in mirror?
You're a mirror. You're a mirror, but I can tell you're not going to your left.
Sure I am. I'm going second beat across the body.
Here you go. I didn't see that before.
Oh.
I don't.
You don't.
2, 3. Now after 3, can you go from 2 to 3 and then up in the air?
2,
Just go from 2 to 3.
3.
Up and then down. Good. Okay, and then stay down. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go on. Let's go on. Rick, were you actually my student? I think Rick was a student of mine when I was a graduate student.
For sight singing.
Yeah, you were like
Yeah.
a student of mine when I was first started teaching, right?
And when I first started going.
You were a freshman? No.
I think so. Freshman, maybe second year. I don't know.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
and now he's a retired school teacher. Unbelievable. One of us is getting old. Okay, now.
That's me. It's definitely me.
Yes. All right, let's look at the second example now. So, wait a minute. We didn't do the first we didn't do the cutoff of the first example. So let's go back. We're not going to work on technique. We're not going to work on what we just did. Let's just put our hands on the downbeat. This is on the 4th beat. On the 4th beat, fermata. And now, off 1. Just do that. See, hold it. Wait, hold it. I'm going around the room. Sarah. Excellent. Donald. Yes. When you go up, make sure you do a complete circle with the wrist, a real cutoff, and then down. That was good. Brian. Good. Do it again, Brian. Yeah, make sure that, if we're really thinking of the music itself, make sure you give them plenty of time to cut off. So don't do like that, like a flipping thing. It has to be like the tempo you were in. So 1, 2, 3, fermata, 4, 1. Yeah. I just saw the opening of Mahler's 8th Symphony conducted by Leonard Bernstein on YouTube with the Vienna Philharmonic. And he's a great conductor. How can you criticize him? Except he was actually leaping in the air at one point. He was off the ground by about a foot. But more strikingly, to start it, he went like this. He went like this. He gave such an abrupt prep that the entrance was not together. It's astounding. you should look at, you can look at it. It's on YouTube. Mahler's Eighth Symphony, Vienna Philharmonic. And it wasn't quite together. But who am I to criticize Leonard Bernstein, right? Come on. I mean, he's
Well,
one of the great conductors.
he was great, but technically, I think toward the end, he was
Yeah.
just having a lot of fun. I mean, it's the Vienna Philharmonic.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
you know, if you look at it, there are some things that he's not giving them.
I know.
You know, he gives them feeling, and you know, he gives them a good lecture in the rehearsal. But I don't know.
That's the norm with great conductors with their great orchestras. You know, they don't have to give them every cue and all that.
Right.
All right, let's look at the second way to release this. Here's the fermata, and now you're going to go off for 1 and bring them in on 1, and then keep conducting. So Sarah first. Oh wait, but after you cut them off, it's followed by a pause. That's the whole idea. This is the second situation, which is a cutoff followed by a pause. And then, right. Try it again. Pause. And then simply give 4 again. Good. Donald. Dom. Fermata. Wait. Put the fermata with the palm up. Cut them off to the right. Nope. You have to pause. Watch. Off. Off. Stop. No. You got to stop. You got to complete the circle and stop. That's it. Now give 4. 4. That's it. Exactly. 4, 1. Ryan. Wait. Do that again. Wait. Do a fermata. Cut them off. Yeah, I'd like to see more curve, a little more curve rather than just sort of an upward. After you cut off and pause, then a nice curve like you're starting a concert. One more time. Good. Okay, Ala.
I'm a little confused. So the one with this one is different one.
No. The fermata's on 4. Did I say 1? I meant fermata's on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. 4, 1. That's it. And Joe.
This I can do. Look, 1, 2, 3.
You did it. Good. Off. 4, 1. Perfect.
But
Joseph.
I have a question about another one. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is
That's what we did already. When the cutoff is the prep, then you cannot cut them off over here. You have to cut off up here and then continue straight down for the downbeat.
and they will cut off. No problem. Yeah. So they will.
Right.
Different things. I got you.
I'll just do the fermata. Now cut them off up, go up slowly so you don't spook them. Don't go like this. Go up slowly. First hold, and then go up slowly, and then off 1.
Okay.
Good. Let me move on. That was good. Joseph, your right hand is right where the words on the screen are. Maybe if you can move to your left a little bit. Joseph, that's good. Excellent. Now try it again. So there's the fermata. No, but you cut them off and then pause. Cut them off and then pause. Okay, off. 4, 1. Good, Rick. Off. Excellent. Let's go on. Example 2, Karina. So that's okay. So that's 1. The first way would be 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Right. The first way, let's do it together. The first way where the cutoff is the prep gesture. Right? Now before, when the fermata was on the 4th beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, when the cutoff is the prep gesture, you do it like this. But now you cut off to the right because you have to, they're coming in on 4. So you have to give the prep gesture. So here's fermata, 1, 2, 3. What you're doing is you're giving another 3, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1. That's what you do. Okay. So let me see everybody now. Okay. So let's do the first way where the cutoff is the prep gesture. Ready? So it's start up here. Just start up here and go straight down. Ready? So 1, 2, 3. Stop on 3. Oh no, yeah, stop on 3. That's the fermata, and then cut off to the right and continue. Okay, sir, that was good. Dom, let me see you do it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Well, no, your cutoff was okay, but you're giving another 3, which means you have to go to the right, like this. End up to the right, and don't go way up like that. Don't go way up. Go to the right, and then you continue the pattern as if there were no fermata, the basic 4/4 legato pattern. So 3 is to the right, and 4 is where it is. Off, 4. Excellent. Much improved, Dom. Brian. 1, 2, 3. Well, put, yeah, you do try to, the thing is, does anybody notice the problem? Brian, can you actually swivel just very slightly to your right so you're facing me more? No, the other way. Back again a little bit. Okay, good. Try it again. Everybody observe. 2, 3. See, you're putting 3 basically where 1 is. So that's a whole different issue. So make sure that 1, 2, and 3 are equidistant from each other. But let's not spend time on that because we're doing fermatas. So 3, 3. Go ahead. 3, 4. See, this is rather easy. I'll do that one. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Good. Joseph. Joseph and Rick together. Let's pair up here. Ready? Just do it at your own pace. Okay. I can comment, you know, we're not going to get too far if I comment on every little technical glitch. Let's just keep the big picture in mind. So let's move on. Now, how do you do it where there's a pause? The cutoff is followed by a pause, which is followed by a prep gesture. But now you have to think. Yes, conductors do have to think, and especially here. Let's think ahead. Following the fermata, you have to give the prep gesture, and you can unmute yourself and give me the answer. You have to give the prep gesture to the 4th quarter note in the measure after you give the fermata on the 3rd beat, and you cut off and you're pausing. You have to give the prep gesture. So what beat is the prep gesture? You're giving the what beat?
It's another 3.
You have to give another 3.
Yeah.
And if you're giving 3, where do you start from?
Toward the middle.
No, yeah, there's not towards anything. It has to be.
1, 2, 3.
You have to tell me, you have to
4.
describe it verbally.
Next to the cutoff to the right.
Cut off more here. 1, 2, 3. And
No, I don't want you, don't demonstrate it because I want you to be able to explain it the way I'm, like if you have people in front of you and they can't see you. It's a very simple concept. The prep gesture always starts at the end of the rebound of the previous number. So if you're giving the 3rd beat to have them come in on 4, the prep gesture starts at the end of the rebound of 2. Watch this. 1 rebound, 2 rebound. 3, 4. If the prep gesture starts at the end of the rebound of 2, if you look at the second example, it's 1, 2, 3, off. 3, off. Wait, I'm confusing myself, and I always do this. Which way am I talking about? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we're talking about now where there's a pause, right? So I'm correct. It's 1, 2, 3. Instead of going like that, which we just did, 3, 4. You have to go 1, 2, 3, cross over and cut off over here, pause, and now give 3, and they come in on 4. Is that clear, or am I speaking too quickly? It's not clear. Okay, it's very confusing, and I'll say it again. And I want to show you something. I've worked out something, because I always write these things in my scores, so I think I can think less. Do you all see, after the first example, you see I have number 4 in a circle.
Yes. Number 4 in the right, and the number 3 too.
And then, right, and then, see, Karina, it's not there in your example. And then, so the number 4 is the first example when the cutoff is the prep. So with number 2 here, with the fermatas on the 3rd note, no, forget it. Number 1, let's go back to number 1, because I just showed you number 1. That's the fermatas on the 4th note. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the number 4 in a circle means I end up where 4 would end up, 4, 1. The 3 in the circle is the second situation where you're pausing after you cut off. We're still on example 1 now. The fermata's on the 4th beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 3, pause. 4, 1. I'm confusing myself. Let me think. The first example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, off, right. You give 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Right. So you have to end up on 3 because you have to give the prep, which is 4. To give the prep, which is 4, you have to end up, you have to put your hand where the end of 3 was. Let me make this simple. Let me just simplify it, but every example is the same. It's one number less. It's one number less. First I had 4. 4 is if you're going right on, and you give the 3rd beat, you end up on the 3rd beat if you're pausing. It's one number less if you're pausing. Just remember that. But let me simplify it. Or just give another example which demonstrates it. Let's do another example, the 3rd example. I'll slow down this time. This is very complicated, and I'll slow down. So let me see the sheet, please, Karina. Okay, let me just do it. Number 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, right. So if you're going right on, you repeat. You go 1, 2, and you give another 2, 2, 3, 4. If you're not going right on, you have to go 1, 2, off. 1, 2, 1, 2, off. We're doing the third example. 1, 2, oh no, like this. 1, 2, off, down on 1. because that's where you give the second beat from. 2, 3. Right. Is everybody confused or just some of you? You can tell me.
You're doing number 3 with
Okay,
the
I'm doing
second beat, fermata.
3. Here we go. So let's all do it. And I'll walk you through it. Let's do it adagio. So the number 3 is the fermatas on the second beat. And let's do the easy one, which is the cutoff is the prep gesture. So you give the second beat again. That's how it works. So here we go. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Is the concept clear? Let's do it again. Just start up here. Ready? 1, fermata, off, 3, off, 3, off, 3. So obviously off is 2 because you're then going to 3. If you're pausing 1, 2, then you have to give the cutoff ending here down. 2, 3, because you're bringing them in on 3. So you have to give the prep gesture, which is 2. And the way you give the prep gesture, which is 2, is to start from the end of the rebound of 1. Let's do that one again. Let's do that one again. So it's 1, 2. And now you have to do the following. Travel through space like the Starship Enterprise. You have to do like, it's no longer a circle cutoff. It's not a circle, it's like a teardrop. It's an oval, whatever it is. You have to go slowly to the right and do a circle or even a half circle and come down like this. It's more like a half or 2/3 circle. A complete circle is 6 o'clock, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What you're doing here is you're going 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12 down. Because that's the cutoff, so that you can go 2 and bring them in on 3. So, number 3 has a fermata on the second note. Let's do that. So it's 1, 2. Now, the cutoff, let's do the first scenario, which is the cutoff is the prep. 2, 3. Right, they're moving right on. So the fermata's on 2, you cut them off and you move right on. Now the second scenario, the cutoff is followed by a pause. So it's 1, 2, off. 2, 3, 4, right? 2, 3, 4. It's really complicated. It's the most difficult thing. I'm telling you. I've conducted a lot of contemporary music. That didn't frighten me half as much as Haydn's creation.
Harold,
Yeah.
if you're having a hold on the second beat and
Yeah.
then you cut off, why do you go back to the second beat before you go to the third? Wouldn't
Because,
that confuse
well,
people?
how can you go to the third? Whatever beat you're going to, you have to give the prep gesture, which is one number before it.
But is it the complete second beat or just a rebound at the second beat?
Complete second beat. You have to give a complete beat. Preps have to always be complete beats, whether they're prep for entrances or preps for a cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody's holding a double whole note for 2 measures. Or prep for a cue. That's why I'm telling you, go look at that YouTube video. And Bernstein did not give a full beat prep, and the first entrance was slightly amiss. You have to prepare people. That's why.
Okay.
Let's do number 4, which is, well, let's skip that. We're not going to have time for all of them, obviously. Let's do number 5, because this is an interesting challenge. I mean, number 5 is 2/4 and a half, and then they come in on the following downbeat, right? They come in on the following downbeat. So let's just discuss this first. You can take away that chart, Karina, so I can see everybody. Okay. Let's discuss it. Well, it's 1, 2, 3. So 3 is to your right. And then the cutoff has to be where and on what number. If they're coming in on 1 and you're going right on, the cutoff is the prep. What's the prep to the next entrance? What number? 4, right? Sure. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Simple. That's simple. Now, what's the prep? What do you do if you pause afterwards? So it's 1, 2, 3. Instead of like that, which is what we did, what do you do? Where do you end up? After you cut them off, where do you end up? One, 2, 3. Just tell me what number you end up on so that you can give what number beat for them to come in on the down.
Rebound of 3.
Well, let's keep it. Yeah, you're right. You did keep it. That's the right answer. The rebound of 3. So 1, 2, 3, fermata, 3. I mean, when you're doing a fermata, you don't. When you're doing a fermata, when I said let's keep it simple, you can't really think of the rebound of 3 because you're cutting them off on 3 and then you can't move. So it's, subtle difference, but you're basically correct. 1, 2, 3. Instead of doing this and bringing them in, you're going 1, 2, 3. You're cutting them off on 3 again.
Right.
And you're giving 4, 1. This is relatively simple compared to some of the others. Why don't you try that? Just do it the second way, the second scenario where the cutoff is followed by a pause. So it's 1, 2, 3. Off. 1. By the way, make sure, especially when you have a fermata on a long note, like a whole note, for example, that you actually hold it for more than the printed value. Sometimes conductors are eager to go on and they don't actually do that. Okay, let's do number 6. Karina. Okay, number 6. Half note on the second beat. You realize, well, of course you realize that the half note, it spans 2 beats, so you have to think ahead a little bit. Who can tell me what, if in the first scenario where the cutoff is the prep, where do you cut off?
Cutoff is in 3.
Say that again?
Cutoff in 3.
Cut off on 3, right? 1.
Yeah.
Because you're repeating 3, which didn't happen except in your brain because the fermata spans 2 and 3, right? So that's really the same as, yeah, never mind. So let's do that. Let's just start up here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, right. And the other way, where the cutoff is followed by a pause, it's 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Right?
Is this example 2 or example 6 or?
example 6. Example 6. So it's 1 fermata on the second beat, cut off there also, cut off, you're repeating the second beat. No, wait a minute, you're going to 4. No, cut off on 3, because this is the first scenario, right? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, right. It's the first scenario. Look how much you have to travel without giving the singers and the players the misinformation that you might be doing some kind of crescendo or something. So you have to do a subtle movement in space like this. 1, 2. So you stop for a moment, but then you can travel, and then you end up all the way over here, and then 3, 4. Still number 6. Second scenario. So it's 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Right.
This is your 15-minute warning, Harold.
Okay, 15-minute warning. We like to leave time for questions, and the questions can relate to this or really anything else. But let's do a few more. And let's do number 13. But first we have to discuss the actual pattern again. 13. So let's do a 6/8 pattern. So it's 6/8 notes and the fermatas on the 4/8 notes. Let me see everybody again. Take away the paper. Okay. So let's do 6/8 and let me review it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice 1, 2. Let's say 2 is 3 inches from 1, then 3 should be 3 inches from 2, and 4 should be 3. They should all be 3 inches from each other. 5 different spots. Boom, 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 boom. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is easy. Think of 6 being where, in 6/8, think of the 6th beat being where the 4th beat is in 4/4. It's the same spot. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the exact same spot as 6. Slightly higher than the belly button height and slightly to the right of the vertical. So now you have a fermata on the 4/8 note. Let's try scenario 1. Well, let's think about it first. Well, before we think of the leaving the note, let's just do a fermata and just sit on the 4th beat. So let's start this with a prep gesture. Let's say you're starting the concert with a prep gesture, which, by the way, should be a sweeping gesture as if you're in 4/4. I would not recommend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Forget what I just said. You just let's say you just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it should be 6. A nice sweeping gesture. So let's do the 4/8 note has a fermata. Ready? Together with me, do the prep gesture. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice what I did. There's very little difference in 4/4 and in 6/8. Well, let me go back. In 4/4, you noticed that I left the stratosphere. If there's a fermata on the 3rd beat, you have to go 1, on the 4th beat, 1, 2, 3. You have to go way up and come down. But in 6/8, it's more lateral. So 1, 2, 3. I mean, you're already If there's no fermata, you're already doing this. 1, 2, you're going up a little bit and all the way to the right for 4. The only difference with the fermata is it might go just a little higher. So it looks like a fermata, but basically it's not up here like it was in 4/4. So let's do it. Let's just start on 6. I mean, give the 6 beat. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I went a little high. Yeah, it can be a little higher. It can be a little higher like that, but not way up. Okay, so here we are on the number 13. It's the 4th beat. And the cutoff is the prep for the 5th beat. So you give 4 again. So wherever you are, you just cut off and end there. So it's like you're at 6 o'clock on the clock. So you end there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you start there. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you do another 4, but instead of approaching 4 like this, now you're approaching 4 with a circle, but you're ending up at the same spot. That's easy. So let's try that. Let's give 6, 1, prep gesture. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6. Okay, now the second scenario is 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut off, pause, and you have to give the 4th beat again. No, you have to give 1, 2, 3. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. 4. Right. You have to give the prep gesture to 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You see why this is confusing? I'm confusing myself. I'm talking too quickly and I'm confusing myself. The first way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Right. You have to give 4. You have to give 4.
You have to do 4 twice.
You have to do 4 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 4, 5, 6. So that they come in on 5. Yeah, you have to give 4 twice, which means you have to approach 4 from the end of the rebound of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 3 was over here. So when you cut off, you have to not cut off like this, but you have to cut off like this. So you end up at the end of the rebound of 3. You have to cross over. Like John Edward, the psychic, he crossed over. 3, 4, 5. See how intellectual this is. You have to really think this through. So let's do that. Let's just start up here. Second scenario. So it's 1, 2, 3, fermata. Travel through space unthreateningly, slowly. And then, you see, I'm using my whole wrist. Off. 4, 5, 6, right. I would exaggerate. I wouldn't stay down here for all this. In other words, after the 4th beat fermata, you don't have to do this. It's too like lateral. I would raise up a little bit, like trace the movement from here to there originally, and just go like that. Yeah, Rick.
I generally do that very simply, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just boom. Yeah.
Well, two problems I'm noticing. First of all, it's an unrelated problem, but you gave 4 where 1 was.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You have to give, no, watch. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
The bigger issue, Rick, the bigger issue.
4. Yeah, so even so, Harold, watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6.
Well, you know, your hand went out of the rectangle.
Yeah.
Can you maybe move back or just compress your movement so I can
Yeah.
see it better?
Well, I just switched myself around, so I'm not used to seeing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6.
Wait a minute.
Just a little that and 5, 6.
I understand exactly what you're saying, but to comment better, I need you to either move back or move to your left a little bit. Now
Yep.
try again. Move to your left or drop, can you? Good. Let's see it again.
1, 2, 3, 4. This little, just that is,
No, it's not enough. It's not enough. Let's try. As far as, look, I'm just telling you what's worked for me,
right.
and it's not enough just to go like that, or like in one direction with no, it's like giving a whole tone, it's like representing a whole tone scale instead of a diatonic scale. With diatonic, you know you're going back to the tonic because it's a half step. Every movement you do should have a prepness to it. Like some people cut off like this, like the end of a concert, they're holding and they go like this. Now, you know, it's hard to see, it's hard for a singer or a player sitting 40 feet away to really see where it's ending. But if you do a circular motion with a snap, it's so crystal clear. So if you go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, okay, you're already in tempo, but what if you're in a new tempo? Here's something. What if you're in a slightly different tempo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
Right.
Then are
Right.
you going to just like a little bit less snappy with that? There's no beginning and ending.
No, if there's a different tempo, you have to do something different, you know.
I'm
But
saying, even for the same tempo, I'm saying go in more than one direction, like 4. I wouldn't recommend it, like doing what you did.
it works with my orchestra. They're used to me, maybe, you know.
A week did you rehearse with them?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
How many times a week did you rehearse with them?
Once.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, if you were to do that with if you were a visiting conductor, they might not be used to you.
Right.
And you might not quite respond the same way. I'm just giving you, number one, what has worked for me over 50 years of conducting, and also what the sort of standard procedure that will hold you in good stead when you work with people who are not used to you. So I would, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if it worked for you, bravo. I mean, you know, I'm sure you were an excellent teacher. I know you from way back. And yeah. Are there any other questions? Because we have to actually stop any moment, but we can go over a little bit. Next week, I'm just going to be talking. I'm not going to have participants. You know, not every session is going to have people on the screen. I'm just going to be talking about how to approach the St. John Passion. And you can look ahead, Bach's St. John Passion, which I've conducted 5 times actually. And you can look ahead by going to cpdl.org and getting the link, getting the music up. But Karina will be showing the music throughout. And I'm going to be not looking at the same music you're going to be looking at, but rather my own score, which has my markings in it. And just not from a musicological point of view, but from a conductor's point of view. You know, how to conduct it, but also things within each movement to look for, how to interpret the music and what kind of markings you might want to put in. And just, yeah, it should be, we're not going to get through it, but we'll get maybe through half of it or a third of it. You all know the St. John Passion? Oh, you know, there's no better piece, you know. It's the most dramatic piece. Unbelievable. So, yeah.
Harold, I'm having difficulty getting the recordings you're sending.
Karina will answer that for you. That's why.
I'll reach out to you via email. We'll figure that out.
Thank you.
Of course.
What recordings am I sending? Have I tried to send that you
The
didn't?
sessions.
Yeah, the sessions that we've uploaded.
Oh, okay. That's, yeah. Karina will help you with that.
Of course.
Well, stay safe and well. And hello, Linda's iPad, whoever you are. Hello, Gail. Gail, can you unmute yourself? I know you from where? I know you were you in the Hudson Valley Singers? Where do I know you from? Gail Betty. You still there?
I'll ask her to unmute herself.
Probably having dinner.
Maybe. You. Oh, there. Hi, Celeste. And yeah, nice to see you again. All right. Any other questions? I'm hoping to start up concerts 11 months from now.
Yeah.
I can't imagine before, but who knows? You never know. I'm going to be doing
They say
all of, yeah, you too. I'm staying safe. I'm just worried about the bear in my neighborhood. All right. Any other questions?
You can conduct the barreling over the mountain and have him do a fermata when he gets close to you, Harold.
I'll experiment on the bear. I'm just afraid of walking down the road, and the cubs are on one side and the mother's on the other side.
Oh
By the
no.
way, I'm starting, and I emailed Sarah. I emailed you about this about 10 minutes before the session started. I'm going to spread the word. I'm going to give free private lessons on, virtual online lessons in conducting, choral composition, consultations, sight singing theory, and coaching of singers. I need to keep busy. It makes me happy. And just spread the word. Probably like half-hour lessons.
thank you.
Also,
You're
with
welcome.
the upload of this recording, of this week's recording video, you will get the link to next week's session, which is, as Harold said, the St. John Passion. So please sign up and tell all your friends and colleagues. It's incredibly informative.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Harold.
Harold.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.